What's up, Niner fam? I'm JT Magnum, and welcome to Niner News. The San Francisco 49ers took a beat down yesterday from the Buffalo Bills, 45-16, and it was absolute torture to watch. I actually didn't get a chance to go to the game. I tried to score tickets and through my connections, and I couldn't go. And I'm actually glad I didn't go, because it would have been a debacle, and I would have been crying on my way home. And it's like an hour trip back from Buffalo to Rochester, where I live, and it would have been an hour of just tears, and I just didn't want to deal with it. But I have a special guest with me today, and you guys all know him. I know you guys know him because you guys go to his channel, my channel, back and forth. So Rambo needs no introduction. Rambo, say what's up.
Oh, JJ, what's up? Is just like you explained seconds ago, the misery and pain of suffering through this season, and we're only 6 weeks into it. 6 weeks.
I know.
JT, man,
I didn't see 1 in 5, man. I didn't see this. I never saw this. I thought we'd at least be, I don't know, maybe 3-3, or maybe possibly 4-2. I know it was a tough schedule to begin, but I mean, I didn't see this abysmalness of a team happening, and it's just absolute torture. What do you think? What do you think is the cause of this?
Not supposed to run like this.
No. That's Jim O'Neill.
I mean, the thing is, yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Feel free.
No, I was just gonna, because every year teams are predicted to do really well, and you look at Cincinnati. They're having their problems. I mean, everybody that's picked to just kick butt is not supposed to, and that's what I was hanging my hat on. Yeah, well, this team's picked to beat us, and this team's picked to beat us, but nobody knows what anybody looks like at this point in the season. So that's why I was thinking, so bring it, guys, bring it. They brought it, JT. And they gave it to us, too.
They ran it down our throats. I mean, that's what's been going on the last 5 weeks. Just running it down our throats. Remember those good days when San Francisco went like 20-something straight games without allowing a 100-yard rusher? Remember that? There was like 2 years straight of like not allowing a 100-yard rusher. Then all of a sudden Marshawn Lynch did it one day. But after that, it was just rare to even have a 100-yard rusher until we played Marshawn Lynch, basically. And he's the only one that actually ever got 100 yards on us. Now it's like every week they're just licking their chops because they see us on the schedule. And we're playing Jacquizz Rodgers this week. Jacquizz Rodgers, probably going to be one of the most picked up fantasy guys this week because of the points that he might score against our defense, and it's sad. It's sad. I don't know what's happening.
Stop that. You have to laugh. You have to laugh, JT, because it's become such a comedy thing now. I mean, everybody, even Tyrod Taylor. I think he picked up 70 yards yesterday by himself.
Yeah, how many times did they have a chance to tackle him yesterday? And how many times? I'm not. Granted, he's Tyrod Taylor. He's gonna escape and do things like that. He's just like a little mini Russell Wilson. But at the same time,
sure. Like,
how many times are we gonna have an open shot at him and he just bounce off of a tackle, or we just fail to arm wrap him, or fail to tackle him, or fail to tackle anybody nonetheless? And just I mean, this team has tackling problems. It's like they're a practice squad. Like they play great in practice. And then when they get in the game, they just forget who they are. It's crazy.
JT, you know what? I worry about that. In game one, we could tackle. I want to run this by you. Do you think that at this point, do these guys not like O'Neill? Because why would you go out there and make him look that bad every Sunday and add a Thursday? Why? Did something go wrong? Are we going to find out later the players really don't care for Jim O'Neill?
I just think his scheme sucks. I just think he's not putting the right people in to have them succeed. Like, he's just not playing the right players at the positions they're supposed to play. I still think they're playing the wrong defense. I've said it all along. I mean, they're suited right now for a 4-3. They're not big enough to play this 3-4 that they keep playing, and they need to play a 4-3, and they won't do it. And it's driving me absolutely bonkers.
What happened to the blitzes? No, there's no exotic blitzes. Heck, there's no domestic blitzes. I don't see. Maybe I'm not missing.
They're blitzing.
Maybe missing it.
They're blitzing. They're just not getting in. They're not getting in. I've seen them stuffed to the line of scrimmage. I saw inside linebacker blitzes and some corner blitzes here and there, and some safety blitzes. One got in, but Tyrod Taylor got away. Eric Reed hit him with his shoulder, and the dude just bounced off and just ran. Oh, it's just frustrating to watch, but it's just they are blitzing. They're just not getting through, and they're blitzing with guys like Nick Ballore who just can't. He's just getting popped as soon as he even goes. A running back hits him, and he falls down. It's like, come on.
I just realized you're right. They were blitzing. That was Eric Reed.
Well, they were blitzing like crazy.
My remote. I was really pissed with that because it says Eric ran all the way there just to brush up against him so he could take off. I remember that blitz. In the second half, I was livid. You're right. That was a blitz.
Tyrod Taylor was escaping a lot.
Yeah.
Aaron Lynch had him.
Ran for more
Aaron
yards.
Lynch had him right through the middle, and he just got away from him too. I mean, Aaron Lynch was. There was a few occasions where Aaron Lynch was just flying in there and just couldn't. They couldn't grab Tyrod Taylor. He's like a little slippery guy in there, but he just couldn't get. They couldn't get him.
Eric
So
Armstead
it was just really
I did
frustrating to
appreciate
watch.
that.
Eric Armstead did get him, and he did the shady dance, and that was pretty cool for the second that happened. But I mean, Shady got the last laugh on that one with 3 touchdowns. I mean,
yeah. But you know what? I did enjoy seeing Rodgers was like. I mean, Eric came in, and I mean, that timing was some of the best timing I've ever seen in my life. I thought there was going to be a flag on that play, but as soon as that ball was snapped, Eric was moving right with the snap. That ball and Eric got to Tyrod Taylor at the same time. I was juiced. I said, "Oh yeah, we may have something today."
Yeah, that Eric. You talking about the Eric Armstead fumble? Yeah, I remember that. And of course Buckner picked it up. Or
it was back in Oregon, man.
Yeah. I mean, those guys have been solid picks. I mean, they haven't not played well. It's just I think the scheme of this run defense is just they're not putting the players in the right positions to succeed, and they're not playing the right players. I felt all along they should move around and shuffle this inside linebacker crew up. They should shuffle around the outside linebackers and just plug in some other players and put them in positions to succeed. I think they should switch to a 4-3 because you don't need 2 inside linebackers when both inside linebackers suck. Just play one of them. Play Hodges or play Michael Wilhoit or play somebody like that if it's just one, and then play 2 outside linebackers and then play 4 down linemen. See what happens then, because I just don't like with Eric Armstead, Quentin Dial, Dorsey if he comes back, and Buckner on the outside. That's a solid line, and then you bring in Tank and or Eli Harold to pass rush on past rush situations where they can play on the outside and just do nothing but rush the passer. Maybe then they can do something. And you have, of course, Lynch playing outside linebacker and Ahmad Brooks. You could have them blitz or do some things, but right now they're just I don't know what they're doing. It just makes no sense. It just seems like there's gaping holes to run through, like holes that you and I can run through. I mean, I'm 41 years old. I mean, I can run through a line like that and at least gain at least 20 yards with the holes that they're getting.
And do the shady dance on them, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know how to do it, but I'm sure I'm going to try.
JT, do you know though? We placed 2 players in PFF's Bad top 10. And Wilhoit was one of them, and they say Wilhoit, who puts himself in, and Wilhoit's been in the league for how long? Wilhoit is actually playing out of position 90% of the time. I just don't know. And also Reed, who played uncharacteristically bad yesterday. I'm getting beat deep. What's he doing? You see, this is what I'm wondering. What is going on during practice all week? You ever wonder about that? What are these guys working on during practice? I don't get it.
For one thing, Reed shouldn't be in coverage like that. Reed shouldn't be covering wide receivers. They had him covering Justin Hunter and that deep ball where he scored a touchdown. And of course, guess who takes the other bad angle? Antoine Bethea. It's like, oh my goodness, why are 2 safeties not supposed to be covering anybody? Covering the guy who's running deep on a play. Like it's not making sense, and it's just one after the other. Jaquiski Tartt was injured. I get it. Maybe he should have been in the game. Maybe he would have been covering. Who knows? But at the same time, I mean, Eric Reed is pretty decent in coverage when he's covering a tight end, but not a wide. I mean, you can't make that guy cover a wide receiver. It's just not going to work.
He's got good speed though, but I mean, still, I'm watching that
He's the
ball
guy I
sail
like.
over ahead again.
Yeah, I like Eric Reed. I don't want them to let him go.
Yeah.
I think
No, exactly.
Antoine Bethea should be jettisoned. After this year, he should be gone. If anything, he should
No,
be
no, no,
gone
no.
pretty soon. Just let Jaquiski Tartt play.
Yes. At the
Just let him
trade
play.
we got a trade deadline coming up in what, 2 weeks?
Yeah. Get rid of him. Get rid of Antoine Bethea. Just get rid of him. Get something for him. There's
Trade
a lot
him.
of players I would like to get rid of. Quentin Patton. I like to get rid of our quarterbacks and just pick up a couple and just see what happens.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people I would have loved to have. I just can't. I can't take this anymore. Baalke is I blame Baalke. That's gonna be the theme of the rest of the year. Blame Baalke every time. Everything I tweet at Jed
Get a
York
t-shirt.
and I blame Baalke. Yeah, I'm waiting for Jed York to block me on Twitter because I won't stop. I won't stop telling him to fire Baalke. I've even asked to hire me. Hire me as a GM, temporary GM. I will fix your problems. Just please, for the love of Pete, just get rid of Baalke. It's just he's killed our team, man.
And Jed looks at his Twitter. Yeah, he takes it very personally too. Remember this year when he came in and had his annual meeting, and he said, "I've read your tweets." I didn't read when he said that. Oh, really? He's very sensitive. So
He's a little
mean,
baby.
you're telling me you want to get hired. I'm telling him, I'm begging him and pleading him. Yeah, we don't know who else can we talk to, Jed? Please, Jed, do something.
Yeah,
You know,
we need him to make an actual owner move. An owner move that actually benefits the fans, not that one that benefits just his pocketbook. Because all he seems to care about is the 40. I mean, he's moved the 49ers to Santa Clara, which I have no clue. I'm not from California. You are, correct? I believe. Yeah. I don't know that area at all.
We're not impressed here either.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people didn't like that. Why not leave it? Why couldn't they just knock the stadium down and build another one in San Francisco? Why did they do that? And why did they move it to a place where it doesn't even seem like they wanted the 49ers there? And our stadium was jacked up for a while, and now we don't even have a real home field advantage.
It's exactly for the reasons you just pointed out before that. It was all about the money and the potentials that it would be for Santa Clara area, and you build a stadium out there. You got several venues going through there at all times. They talked the entire area into why you should build this facility. It's going to be a cash cow for everybody, not just me, Jed York. And the York family did that, and it was just shameless. I mean, that is just something nobody's ever going to forget. And we got the Warriors, JT. They're going to be over in China Basin area where they could have built that facility while the 49ers stayed at Candlestick Park. Come on, if the Raiders can play out in Oakland all the time they've been playing, and they're out there and that stadium's falling down all over the people that are watching the game and everything else, we could have endured another 2 years while they build that facility out by China Basin, and we could have stayed in San Francisco area and kept the flavor of the city around the 49. Oh, God, don't get me started on this.
Yeah, he single-handedly killed it with that. I mean, we lost our home field advantage. How many times do you see the opposing team just completely filling up our stadium? It seems like there's no one in the seats. I mean, I get it. We're not that good, but that happened when Harbaugh was there too. We weren't filling up the seats. I mean, it was so-called sold out, but at the same time, it was sold out, and they were giving away their tickets they were selling their tickets to other, fans of other teams. It was like because they didn't want to go, and it's like, where's the home field advantage? We don't even have that anymore. It's like we're better. We're probably better. We're not good at home, and we're not good on the road. So now we have nothing. And it's like, as fans, it's been sickening to watch this as a fan when you're sitting at home looking at this and looking at the crowd and not hearing the crowd when the 49ers score or do anything. It's not as loud as it used to be. It doesn't have that candlestick nostalgia. I've been a fan since I was 7 years old, since 1982. And I remember how it sounded. I've never been to Candlestick, unfortunately. Never got a chance to go. I have a crazy story of how I almost went one time, and my flight got canceled, and oh, this is crazy, man. My flight. I'm gonna tell you this story real quick. My flight gets canceled. And I forgot my tickets. I flew to another place to try to catch another flight to possibly go, and realized that I left my tickets back home when I lived in Boston, and I left my tickets back at home, so I didn't even have my tickets, so I had to go back home anyways. So we had to take another flight to go back home. That gets canceled. I ended up we were in New York City at that point, and then I said, you know what, I'm just gonna take the bus home. So a 4-hour trip what it takes to go to New York City to Boston on the bus breaks down. I was like, you have got to be kidding me.
God,
it was one of the worst
Jesus.
weekends ever, and I didn't get a chance to go. We were actually playing the Eagles that weekend, and I didn't get a chance to go, and we got killed by the Eagles, but it doesn't matter. I just missed my chance to see the Niners out there, but I ended up seeing them later, but I've seen them on the road. I've never seen them in Candlestick, so... But I remember that when I was a kid, and I remember the sound, and I remember think about the playoff game against the Saints, where Alex Smith led that last touchdown drive to Vernon Davis, and how loud that crowd was. You don't hear that anymore, and this stadium is supposed to be bigger and better for sound and things like that, but you don't hear that. You hear the opposing team crowd cheering for them.
Yes, and that is embarrassing. That is such an embarrassment. And that Dallas game, that was the worst thing that could happen in San Francisco. Our number one rivals of all time, and their fans are louder in our house than we are. Oh God!
Wait till the Seahawks come to San Francisco. Watch, they're going to fill up our stadium.
Sure, that's the biggest bandwagon group of all time. Of course, you're going to fill up our stadium. They're going to fill up our stadium.
Yep. A lot of people do that.
And you know what, JT, if things don't improve, they would fill up our... The thing is, even if things don't improve for the 49ers, but JT, they got to, man. But if they don't improve, you're right. It'll be 60%, guaranteed, it'll be 60% Hawks fans and some Raider fans come in there to laugh and cackle, and then you'll have a sprinkling of 49er fans that have already given up. I could see that coming now.
Yeah. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing that no one's showing up to these games. Maybe Jed York will finally understand that maybe the team, they don't want to even see the team that is out in the field due to Trent Baalke. Maybe he'll get rid of him. I mean, you're not going to get rid of Jed York. It's not happening. He's not going anywhere. He's the owner or the president. He's not going anywhere. So it's
his mom.
It's inevitable. How I would love and kill for Eddie DeBartolo to come back. It's not going to happen. He's not walking through that door. So get rid of Trent Baalke. That is the only thing, the only possible move that would make 49er fans happy and maybe possibly come back next year is if they just get rid of Trent Baalke. He needs to go. He needs to go.
Absolutely. No argument here. And he's needed to go for some time. And in fact, you mentioned Eddie DeBartolo. Eddie's over in the Oakland area getting ready to get in alliance with that group.
Yep.
As they're going to Vegas, and they're going to spend a couple more years in Oakland. And meanwhile, Eddie's getting involved in there now. So it's not about Eddie not wanting to be involved with football like I thought. That's kind of bothersome. You know?
He just doesn't want to be involved with the 49ers. The 49ers put a bad taste in his mouth. I mean, they made him step down. They did all those things to him, and now he doesn't want to deal with that franchise ever again. And it's sad because he was. I mean, you could see it in his eyes when they were. I mean, when they put him in their Hall of Fame, and they did all the other things, and they were talking about him, and how how he loved the team and how the team respected him as an owner. You don't get that now. Do you think anyone on that team respects Jed York? There's probably not a person on that team that cares about Jed York, and he probably doesn't care about them. And the Seahawks, as sad as I am to say this, dude, Pete Carroll and their GM, I forget what their GM name is, I don't care at this point, and their owner, those three work so well together to build that team through the draft and through undrafted free agents, and that team sticks together. I watched them yesterday as Richard Sherman got so angry because Julio Jones caught a touchdown pass. He's pissed on the sideline. That team banded around him, got him riled up again, got him ready to play, and when it came down to it, yes, it was pass interference. He made a play or whatever, but still, they won the game, and that team rallies around each other. Whether it's offense or defense, they play together as a team. They live and die together as a team, and we don't have that. And it's sad to watch that, to sit there and watch the crowd backing them 100% all the time, to watch a fan base just go all out for them, even if they are a bandwagon fan base, like some of them are. And on top of that, watching a coach like Pete Carroll, develop these players and putting them in the right spots to succeed. And it's we don't have that anymore. We don't get that. And it's like, how can you see that and not want that for your team? And Baalke does the complete 180. He does a complete opposite of them. It's like he's the anti-Seahawks. It's like we're the NFC's Cleveland Browns. It's absolutely horrible right now.
Oh no, not anything but that. Please, God.
Yeah, it's bad, man. It's gotten bad. I mean, we shouldn't be 1-5. This team has some talent. They just need to be. They need the right people around them around this talent, and they're not filling the needs. They're drafting multiple drafting multiple players in one area. We don't need all these defensive ends. We need a defensive tackle. We don't need all these outside linebackers. We need inside linebackers. We don't need 16 cornerbacks. We need just the cornerbacks that we have. Draft needs quarterback, wide receiver, defensive tackle, inside linebacker. Fill those positions. Maybe then we'll start winning.
Maybe. Oh.
All right. Well,
and
I know. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I know you got something on your mind.
No. I was just thinking it would take another whole show. Maybe talk about it, but the quarterback situation. And actually, JT, we have no business talking about the draft here this early in the 2016 season. It just reflects how poorly it has been. I mean, I look forward to this time of year every year, and I'm already talking about next season. Did we start talking about next season last year at this time? I know last year was bad, but JT, I got to tell you right now, Jimmy Tomsula, for all the blame and pain he had to go through and the name calling, I'm happy for Jimmy because I honestly, I say this because I didn't say anything about this last year, but I felt sorry for him because I thought he was getting blamed and he should not. They designated everything just about to him. And like you're saying about Baalke, nobody really got on him like they should have. And there was the problem right there. So, I'm happy for Jimmy T right about now as the legendary Chip Kelly comes in and does no better. The record is just the same. So you know what? That's probably good.
Yeah, it's like Chip Kelly is, I mean, first of all, Jim Tomsula was put in no position to succeed whatsoever. And it's a shame because Jim Tomsula is not a good head coach, but he's an awesome, amazing defensive line coach. And he's going to be in the NFL again. I'm pretty sure he's going to be in the NFL again at doing some kind of defensive coaching. Because, I mean, Matt, you saw the work he did with a lot of defensive linemen for the 49ers. They did very, very well. And we were pretty good against the run last year. We weren't this bad. So Jim Tomsula can definitely coach the line. But just everything else he just had some problems with. But Chip Kelly's been dealt a hand. Coach. Exactly. He just wasn't suited for that. But Chip Kelly is a head coach. And Chip Kelly, I think he's been dealt just a really bad hand by Baalke. Basically, if this was blackjack, he was dealt a 14, and the poor guy had to do nothing but take a hit and gets a freaking queen every time. It's just unbelievable what Baalke's given the guy, and it's not fair to Chip Kelly. So I'd like to see Baalke gone. I'd like to see somebody put in this place that can obviously, draft for needs and see what Chip Kelly can do with those players. Because that's Trent Baalke's philosophy. Trent Baalke's philosophy is, here, I'm going to draft the team, you're going to get the players, and then you're going to succeed because these are my players that I'm drafting. But he doesn't draft to fill holes. And poor Chip Kelly's trying to, fill the void with, schemes or trying to put people here and there, but he can't do it. He can't. I mean, you can only work with what you're dealt with. And the poor guy is just, I mean, he's taking the hit for all this as if the 49ers are that terrible on offense, but they're actually not that bad on offense. It's okay. I mean, it's not great, but it's definitely better than last year. They can at least move the ball occasionally. And now with Cap, they're actually moving the ball a tiny bit better. But yes, they need a quarterback still. I mean, I know people love Kaepernick and they hate to hear me say it sometimes about Kaepernick, but he's not the answer at quarterback anymore. We need a quarterback. Maybe, I don't know. I've been watching college games like crazy because I've been trying to see what players I might like for next year. And so far, there's a guy named Chad Kelly on my radar. He's Jim Kelly's nephew, I believe, from Ole Miss.
Is that right?
Yeah, he had an amazing game against Alabama. And when you play a team like Alabama and you throw 3 touchdowns and no interceptions, that raises my eyebrows. And Dak Prescott was another guy that played very well against teams in the SEC, and that's why I liked him this year. I loved him this year, actually. And the Niners, of course, passed up on him, and he's killing it in Dallas. And those teams, when you're facing SEC defenses and you're putting up good numbers and low interceptions in the SEC, then you're a pretty solid quarterback in my opinion. So I mean, I've been looking at Chad Kelly a lot. I'm not sure too much about him, but I've been trying to check his games. I know he's had problems, off the field problems. Hopefully not the Johnny Manziel type, but I've heard he's had some off the field problems. He was kicked off the last team he was on too. So I don't know. But, I mean, what do you think? I mean, have you seen any quarterbacks you might like or any personnel that you've seen that – I mean, I have yet to look at wide receivers yet either.
Yeah, I so you know what? I don't watch college football a lot, and I keep hearing the same names about Deshaun Watson and also Kia. And those are the only two names I keep hearing a lot about. So, you know, I although I normally don't – last year I did like Paxton Lynch, and I like golf. And, of course, Carson Wentz. But and it just happens to be that Carson Wentz is the golden eagle. But, I mean, yeah, it's the only thing I've been watching as far as that goes.
Yeah, I try to watch a lot of college football, and I'm looking. It sucks. We're 1-5, and I'm already looking forward to let's see who we can possibly get next year. I'm already ready to have my draft show and tell everybody who I like. It's sad. I mean, maybe we could turn it around. Maybe if they did say they're going to change something at inside linebacker this week, so maybe they're going to flip-flop some people. Maybe they're going to plug in some players at a different spot. Maybe they're going to change something. I don't know. But if they can sort of right the ship, maybe we can go, I don't know, respectable 6-10. But at this point, it's why do that? Might as well just go 1-15 and just get your number one pick and let's hope for the best after that. But not with Baalke. He will screw that pick up, and I just don't want him picking when it comes to any kind of like first round pick. He's just horrible. He stocks draft picks for no reason that we're not even using. I mean, his best pick has been what? Trent Brown. I guess that was a good pick at the 7th round, but. I mean, he's been a beast at right tackle, but other than that, it's just like, and then another thing he did, this makes me mad. He let Delanie Walker go. That was probably one of the biggest mistakes I think he ever did was let Delanie Walker go. He was our H-back. He was our blocking tight end. Also, he was explosive in catching, and they kept Vernon Davis, but let him go. I felt that they should have kept Delanie Walker, and they never paid the man. And let him go to Tennessee, and he's been a Pro Bowler since. And it's just like players after players just let walk out of the door and let other teams get them and reap our benefits of players that we had in the past. It's just very frustrating.
Well, at least you know it can't go anywhere but up from here. So I know.
Yeah. So what do you think about this week? You think they're actually going to beat Tampa Bay?
You know, at this point, I'm gun shy. I have no idea. You know what? I don't even want to commit on this one and say anything because every week I say good things about what we're going to do. So I've decided this week just don't say anything. I felt like I've been giving them the bad luck. I'm not going to commit to saying anything.
You almost feel bad defending them.
That's my story,
right?
And I'm sticking to it.
Don't you feel bad defending them? You have to hear all the flack from Niner fans, plus opposing teams fans, and saying, "Oh, you're delusional, you're this and that," and then you're defending them, and in your heart you think that we can win. We're supposed to win these games. Because you're thinking in your mind, these are the same 49ers from like 2 years ago or so, and they should be winning these games, but it's not the same team, and it's just not playing to their potential, and they're not. Yeah. They're just not the same team, and it's so frustrating. And I've defended them and defended them and defended them, and I'll probably still defend them, but at the same, because I'm hopeful that they'll just figure it out. But I still think we just need those pieces. We need just a few pieces to start this team in the right, put this team in the right position to finally get over that hump and start competing in that NFC West again. I mean, we can compete. We've proven that we can compete with some teams. But we need to be able to get a few players, a few playmakers to put us over that hump again, to start us, to keep us strong again. But it just, I mean, we're still young, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Rombo. Well, thank you for coming on the show. It just sucks that we have to come on when we're 1-5. I wish it was, the opposite, 5-1, and just being able to cheer our team on and just be able to talk smack about how good we are. But unfortunately, we have to take our lumps. We have to take it like a champ. We have to be like Rocky Balboa, taking like 1 billion hits from Drago and Rocky 4. It's just we have to take our punches and just roll with it and stay true to our Niner family. Anything you want to say? Parting shots?
No, we've taken enough punch now. You know what? In fact, I don't want to say anything else bad about us because the fact of the matter is everybody else is. Us laying it on too. But your idea of continue those tweets toward Jed York, I think we all should do that. That's the best thing to do.
Continue those tweets
right
at JEDYORK. At Jed York. It's just spelled out plain and simple for you. Just tweet at him. Tweet our videos at him. Tweet everything at him. Tell him to fire Baalke. Hashtag fire Baalke. That's what we should be doing every time we tweet at him. Hashtag fire Baalke. Don't swear at him. Don't be disrespectful to him, but just tell him to fire Baalke. He'll probably block you, so don't be disrespectful. Don't cuss at him or anything like that. I'm not asking you to do that. I'm just saying don't threaten him. Don't threaten the man's life. Football is one thing, but don't threaten a man's life. But, just tweet at him, explain our displeasure with how Baalke's running the team. Tell him that there's other people out there that can draft better than this guy and help, I hate to use a Donald Trump quote because I'm not a fan of Donald Trump, but make the 49ers great again. My goodness.
You had to use that one. And I just want to say in parting, get the Romp Sports app and check me out each and every evening, 7 p.m. San Francisco time for Red and Gold Radio. I've got a call-in situation where you can call in and we can talk football as well. And also you catch me every weekend we go live, as JT will tell you. I get a bunch of bleeding hearts after these games. We're supposed to be in celebration, but maybe, JT, I said I wouldn't say anything, but maybe this weekend it'll be celebration time after that game.
Maybe. I'd like to celebrate. I'd actually love to be able to come on and actually celebrate a Niners win. That'd be great for once, but it's been a while. The first week was great. I was able to just be, so proud and happy. After that, it's been abysmal every week. But what radio station is it that you actually do this on?
It's through my app. It's the Romp Sports app. You guys, the App Store or Google Play Store, you can download that app. It's free. It's absolutely free. And you'll see, as soon as you get to the app, you'll see right in the menu, Red and Gold Radio. And as I say, it comes on each and every night at 7 p.m., which I'm, getting ready to do in just a few minutes here. I'm getting prepared for it. But, 7 p.m., Romp Sports app, you'll see Red and Gold Radio. And also, there's a link provided each and every week also to join the weekend after party. And as I notice, I use the word party because I'm expecting good things. I keep trying not to say these things, but I gotta have a win, JT. I'm tired of losing. We've been losing for weeks and weeks. So but we'll get together no matter what. Whether we win or lose, we'll still get together and everybody. And it's a good place to vent. So it works for at least that too. But I'm tired of venting. I want to be able to say good things and fun things. I want a bottle of vino next to me. You know what I mean? I'm just pouring things down as we talk about the game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, Rombo, why don't you give me one of your classic Rombo outros for my show so that way the fans can get excited for this week coming up. 3, 2, 1.
Niners!
That's what I'm talking about right there. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Till next week, for NinerNews, JT Magnum and Rombo, we out. Peace, y'all.